Here we go. All right, we're good. Live on YouTube. Here, Or. How's everybody doing, by the way? Monta, hello, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. What day is it today? Thursday? Ugh. I wanted the trailer out ASAP. I'm gonna be honest, I've been slacking on that. I gotta really get that done. Yeah. I gotta get that done, dude. Yep. Yep. You go to Mafia. But take a listen. I don't know what the volume's at. Let's take a look. 27. Okay. You guys can let me know what you think about the sound effects. When they like are about to when they're charging their gun to shoot. And then when there's a directional thing in third person. Wait, you guys can't hear? Make it louder? Oh shit. Yeah, you're right. Okay. There's two things. There's the directional thingy now has a sound effect. So you can hear that. That's a different sound. That can be turned off if you want to. I think. I haven't tested it yet, but I'm assuming it does work. I'm assuming it works. And then when they're shooting, they make a sound as well. All right, come on, guys. What do you guys think about the charging sound? And then in top down, you also hear it. Why can I see in the enemy's ass? Don't ask questions. I don't know. What was that? And you don't really hear it. You can kind of hear it from a distance. I don't know if I like it too much because, like, it plays all the time. I don't know. They're waiting for you to kill them. 10 out of 10 John Wick movie impression. On set. Alright, Jimmy, you're dying first. And then, obviously, in third person, we have the attack indicator thingy that plays. Which is like an additional little, you know, sound effect. The attack sound I don't like. It's too jarring. Like, it's too, like, intense. You know, it's funny. I edited that sound and I wasn't liking it either. Let's see if I replace the, if I replace it with the original, let's see what it sounds like. Where the hell am I? Hit up 0. Attack. Let's see. Can I change the import path? Okay, I can. Hold on. I might be able to just take the original, which I think I remember which one it was. I think. 99 sound effects. Watch me accidentally pick like the wrong thing. Wouldn't that be funny? I don't remember which one it was. Oh no. Well, let's find out. I'm gonna pick this one, which I think is that one, and then I'm gonna go ahead and re-import it. And that's not it. Fuck! Oh man. Hold on. Which one was it? It wasn't Sad Little Sonar. It was... Which sound effect was it? I don't remember. Oh, it was this one. Shuriken Laser. I don't know. It's an interesting name. Re-import. Okay, this one might be even more intense. You know, golden. It's good. Bought the game yesterday. My money well spent. Hey, hell yeah. Have you tried the beta branch yet, Zero? Or have you just been playing the the regular version of the game? Okay. So here's what it is without all of the filters and editing that I did to it. I feel like that's more intense. What if I pitch it down? Can I change the pitch from here? Sounds like a cat. No. Is there a warning for melee shield attacks? Kind of. Yeah, it definitely does sound worse. Let me go back and pick the old one. Okay, let's do that one. Re-import. Okay. Ow. Yeah, I don't like the sound effect either. What if I low pass it? What if I low pass it? Maybe that could... Can I put a low pass directly on a sound? I don't remember if I can. I guess it would make more sense that I low pass it on the actual sound. Maybe a different sound would work better. Something a little bit more subtle as well. I would imagine something a little bit more subtle might be better. Are the mirrors supposed to reflect bullets? Yes. Yeah. There's one of the challenges is to use the mirror. I think it's the mirror. And shooting an enemy using the mirror. I think. There should be. Okay. Someone yelling. There's someone yelling a lot. Yeah, I don't know if I like this attack indicator. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. Like, hold on. Let's open up Ableton. You know what we could do? Let's just get like a really simple like synth with some reverb to it. You know what I mean? I feel like that would work better. Let me see if I can figure out something. So let me go to here. No, let me go to here. No, let me go here. No, plugins. There we go. Okay, Serum. Okay, all right. Update available? No, thank you. You guys aren't going to hear this. It's a fart noise. Let's do an 808. That's a bit too much. Nope. Okay, maybe an 808 is not the way to go. I'm trying to think of maybe a lead. No, I need a synth. Synth? No. Too long. Nope. Nope. Am I gonna add a map? Like a map as in like a mini map? Here, maybe I will here, let me turn off the music. Let's turn on desktop so you guys can hear what kind of stupid things I'm attempting to. You guys hear that? Trying to find a synth that would work well for that indicate. That's a bit too much, brother. Nope. Like a map that you can look at the beginning, but not in the mission. I don't know. We talked about a mini map a while back, like, or a map or something of the sort. It would just be a lot of work because in the 1.0 there are like, I don't want to say double the amount of levels that are in the current vanilla version of the game, but it's really pretty. I feel like this could actually work as a attack indicator sound. Yep, I'm a musician now. This is cool. I like this one. Let's see what kind of... Ah! Shouldn't have gone that high. You know what this, you know what that, I don't know why, this kind of reminds me of, what's that game that Donkey helped release? And it's an absolute, the game that one game dev streamer cheated on. Yeah, Animal Well. It's got a bit of Animal Well vibes. I feel like this could work well as an attack indicator. We just need to find the right note. Maybe it's a bit too much though. Is 1.0 going to come out tomorrow? No, it's probably going to be like a week or two, I think. Give or take. I'm waiting on a bunch of localization to finish, a bunch of translations. Key art, I got to work on the trailer. And then obviously we have some bug fixes that I'm still working on, some quality of life stuff. Improving a bunch of levels to make them look better in third person. We got some bugs here that I need to fix. So we're getting there. We're getting pretty close. Okay, let's try a different sound effect. I like that one, but... I just want to change the suit. That is in the, yeah, in the beta branch, there's more suit customization. I remember when Software tried to tell me he's extra good at puzzles because he's a hacker and reads books on cryptography. Should I record multiple sounds that are different notes for this? Rather than just modulating it with pitch? I wonder if I should do like multiple notes. What the shit, man? All right. I'm in the wrong place. A hint of retro. That might be a bit too much. That's not a guitar. Don't even call that a guitar. Is this a joke to you? Analog butter? I like that. How do I change the amount of time reverberated? There's a lot of knobs in here. Let me tell you, there's a lot of knobs that we can turn. I'm going to be honest, which one do we turn if we want to reduce the amount of reverb? Would it be this wavetable? Would it be that one? I have a guy who knows the knobs. How about what about this one? Oh, wait, we found it. Wait. Less sustain. Okay. I still hear something. I still hear something. Is it this? Is envelope 2 the problem? What is playing that in FX? Is it the reverb? No, it's the chorus. How do I disable things? What's the disable button? What is the disable button? Is it the delay? How do I disable this? I don't want to remove it. I just want to disable it. There's a bunch of screws and shit. I think they're buttons, but they're not. I guess I'll just delete it. Goodbye. Okay, cool. I'm down for that. Am I going to add more guns? There is one more primary weapon that you can unlock, which is the Deagle, which you'll be able to dual wield as the ultimate, which is shown in this clip here. And then in terms of weapons that you can pick up, I think there's some new ones. Yeah, there is. There's the Dragon Breath that I do need to change up because it is quite blinding. It's extremely blinding. And so it actually kind of becomes more detrimental using it. How is it? Oh, you can drag these. Interesting. Okay, what should the note be for this, guys? For like the attack indicator. Should be multiple notes. Why is it Agent 47 in the clip? It's not Agent 47. It's a bald man in a suit, if you could call it that. It's Bald Punisher. That's what it is. I feel like it has to be odd notes. So it is Agent 47? Agent 47 is not like the Punisher at all. I don't know what kind of notes to use for this. Let's just try something and see if it sounds good. Okay, so how do I do this again? I go in, I hit the thing, and I hit Control M. That's not it. I hit Control... I select a thing. I want to make a thing. It's Control Shift M. Ah, why'd they have to make it Control Shift? Why can't it just be a singular button? Too long. Am I going crazy? This is going to cost money, or is the money even useful? So in the beginning of the development, I was thinking of making it so you would actually gain a percentage of the money after every mission. We changed it. We removed the $sign, and we just made it so it's just score. That was always what it was going to be, really, is score. And instead, unlocking cosmetics is all challenge based. So like completing achievements, completing levels, completing, you know, the challenges within the levels, those unlock stuff, which I think is a lot better than like grinding money in the game. I feel like that would have sucked. It probably wouldn't have been really fun. This is hard to watch.
This is hard to watch.
Hey! Okay. I think we can record 3 different... Double sub alert? Oh, my bad. Oh, you're right. Okay, hold on. I'm just gonna mute this. Julian, thank you for the prime. Let's just start with this one note. I'm going to show this to my guy who knows the knobs. What do you think about this guy messing with these knobs? Hold on, we'll shorten that. Okay, and then let's just export this as our new sound effect. I'm gonna unlock a single achievement. In terms of Steam achievements, you can't unlock them in the base game. Only the beta branch, because they're still being worked on. And yeah. Render as mono. Attack indicator 2. And we'll see if this sounds better. Let's take a look. I'm gonna turn on the music again. Thought I was just ass? Nah. Some of the, if you do some stuff in the main branch of the game, some of it might carry over, or it should carry over. Like if you finish any of the actual in-game challenges, not the achievements, but the in-game challenges, some of those will actually carry over. So then if there's any achievements pertaining to those challenges or like finishing levels, then it'll like give it to you either on full release or if you end up using the beta. Some dude who wrote that in chat some time ago and left. I remember. Now I remember the reference. I get it, Julian. All right, that took me a bit. I remember that. Random guy came in. This is hard to watch. I don't even think I was doing music at that time. I think I was programming. I don't know what the... Yeah. They're going to carry over to full release? Yeah, all of your scores and stuff will carry over. They will carry over. What am I looking for? Oh, right. Sound music. Attack indicator. Let me go ahead and set a different import path to the second version. Attack indicator 2. And then let me re-import it. Whoa, that is a lot louder. A lot louder. I don't know if I like that. Play it. Blows up everybody's ear. I think now we just lower the volume of it. Maybe, hold on. Hold on. Where's the low pass? Low pass. Low LPF? LFP? What's the low pass thing called again? LFP? LFP. Low pass filter. What? What? How do you add a low pass? Chat, help me out. What would that be called? It's an effect. Isn't the revolver a bit OP in third person? At this point, I'm not really too worried about balancing. I think I'm just more worried about, is it fun? You know what I mean? That's, I think, the biggest thing. Is it fun? Is it EQ? Loop region. Okay, I kind of like that because it's simple. It's not too in your face. Let me export that. Attack indicator 2. Re-import. Okay, let's see how it sounds now. I think it's just still too loud. It's very loud. Which is surprising because it's 0.75. Let me try 0.5. I changed some of the sounds. There's some different death sounds now. You guys hear it? And then I added a headshot sound when you hit the head. Well, for some reason the mannequin doesn't work as well. Okay. There we go. You can hear the little metal sound. I don't know if it's like that satisfying. I feel like we need a different sound effect. Oh, apparently I hit his head and it made a metal sound. Is the tutorial in 1.0 different? It's similar. I do have to make some changes to it, actually, that I haven't made yet, but you can try adding a bone breaking sound to the headshot. I kind of want to keep that for the executions. Wait, why is that playing the sound effect? Okay, we got to go through like all of our executions because apparently some of those are set up incorrectly. Fire? Oh, it's not in here, it's in the blueprint. That would make sense. Why does it sound when I dive like I broke my skull? Well, maybe you did. I don't I do need to change some of the diving sounds. There's some sound effect stuff I need to change. So for some reason when we do the knife, we do the head. So that's probably why it's playing that sound. So let's do spine 03 instead. For the gun execute, I actually could see that being head. But we actually don't specify that there. Let's see here. Here it's also head when we're doing the secondary weapon execute. Kind of makes sense, but I'm going to change to spine 03 as well. Environment execution. We have 2 environment executions? Oh, we do. They're both in the head, so I'll keep that one. And then we got a finisher execution. Does that show the head? It does. I'm gonna do something different for that one as well. There you go. Can I switch to the knife in 1.0 as a full weapon like the gun? Unfortunately, no. Unfortunately, no. And I know that's a little bit of a gap, especially considering that the character has a knife and everything, but we don't have that in the game. Very nice. This looks a little bit like a weapon I know. It's not a scimitar, it's like a... Although, interesting choice to do the intrusion in here, in this area here. Very interesting. That looks cool. I would honestly play around with, since it's a weapon man, you're probably not even using that many polys. This is probably like, I would guess at most maybe like 800. I would honestly add a couple more edge loops in the blade, right? Because here we can kind of see some of the verts. I feel like you could probably make do with some more edge loops, you know? That was in the reference. Interesting. What did low pass do again? Cut off the tops? I would assume it's cutting off the tops, cutting off the high values. Yeah, I don't know. I just, listen, man, I just work here. Good of Sims. I'm French, good job. Et bonjour. Please add more takedowns. I'll see. We added a few more takedowns, but it's, they're more like unarmed kind of takedowns. Like this one. See, that one makes sense because you're hitting them in the head. There's some death sounds that I think there are some death sounds that I do think we probably shouldn't play during some animations. Like I feel like some animations the enemy wouldn't make a noise, you know what I mean? Like getting shot in the head. Like that, for example. I don't know if an enemy would make that kind of a noise. You know? But whatever. I don't know if I like the metal sound. It kind of sounds like you're hitting metal. Like that. Which I don't know if I like too much. Maybe we should do like a bell sound or something. Like maybe a bell sound might be a bit better than metal. For like a headshot noise. But, oh well, whatever. Not too worried about it. Check Mortal Kombat for reference for a head blowing up sound. Oh my god. Can you add a pencil as a knife as an Easter egg? I don't know how I would do that, I guess. Like it randomly switches to a pencil at times. Just use the toasty sound from Mortal Kombat for headshots. Toasty! You want me to play that every single time someone gets a headshot in third person? Sims, I would say probably within 1 to 2 weeks. 1 to 2 weeks, maybe 3. De 2 à 3 semaines. Somewhere around there, probably. I'm waiting to get a bunch of stuff done first before I call it ready to go. I always like this kind of headshot sound, almost like a splat. Don't they have a metallic? Doesn't Out of Action have like a metallic sound? Did I say all my gun sounds are off of Boom? Some of them are from Boom, yes. Some of them are from Boom. Am I alone in making this game? Not really. There's another developer that does music. For 2 to 3 weeks, the trailer should be out like now. I know, the announcement trailer, I need to get that out ASAP. Let me check my email. I've been trying to contact people. I got a couple contacts that'll probably release the trailer. Let me check if I got a response. Yeah, guys, I don't think IGN is getting back to me, guys. There's a metallic sound and a helmet that'll make a metal sound when shot. Parkour melee type game. What happened to that one? Parkour melee type game. Is that Ronin? Ronin, I don't know. Might come back? in the future. Yeah, I don't know, Gob. Maybe in the near future. I don't know what I'm going to work on after this. I don't know what makes IGN push out a trailer, Monk. I used the... You guys know how I there was that tweet that got like 5,000 likes or whatever of this clip. I was like, we got this tweet, like got like 5,000 likes. It's like the most... I fucking hate emailing companies or like sending messages because I feel like I never get like a response or anything like that, and it was just demoralizing. So I know that's bad. It's not a good way of thinking about it, but it's so demoralizing. But we'll see. I do need to get that trailer out ASAP. I would like to, like, I think ideally I would like to get the announcement trailer out, like, I don't know, I guess Monday. Monday could be a good day to do that. That's what I feel every time I throw my resume to HR. Yeah, it sucks, man. Have I heard Cyberpunk 2 is in the works? I heard about it. It's in pre-production. Qu'on est donc une boîte de nuit. A night box? Oh, a night... Is that a nightclub? Is that French for nightclub? Boîte de nuit. I would assume that's a nightclub. We have a couple more nightclubs. Do we, actually? Yeah, we do have a couple nightclub levels in the 1.0 update, I guess, or the beta. It's been a while. That's no worries, Gob. There's so many projects now. All of them kind of have parkour and whatnot. It's kind of like, well, is it this one? Does it have swords and spiders? No? Okay, well, is it this one with like a glowing sword? Okay, not that one. Okay, is it the one where you, it's like Mirror's Edge, first person? Okay, let's work on these bugs. So the restart mission in the pause menu apparently is resetting modifiers, which I'm pretty sure I looked at, man. How is that happening? Let's test it out in the actual build. Let's see if it's actually occurring. I just want to see. I might have fixed it. Maybe it's fixed. So if I go play Toronto series, let's go modifiers. Let's do can no longer dodge roll. Let's also do God mode, infinite ammo, infinite stamina. Okay, so apparently if you hit the restart mission button, the modifiers are not... Okay, well they worked there. Restart to checkpoint. Still working. Let's check maybe the second checkpoint. If it's not on the list, gambler modifier seems to be broken. It only gave me infinite stamina again and again. Maybe you just got really lucky. I gotta look at that though, if that's occurring. I gotta look at that. Which is funny because I literally did not touch gambler at all. In running your line tracing the feet, is that for footsteps? I believe so. So now that we're in another checkpoint. Oh, nice. Well, well, it gave me the modifiers, but restarting the mission in the intro crashed it. Let's see if maybe I can reproduce that crash. Merge every single project into one game. What could possibly go wrong? Ronin, a extraction shooter with zombies, and you build a base. And then multiplayer. Yeah. Did I ever play Body Cam? No, I did not. So let's try that again. If I hit restart mission, does it crash the game? Oh. I have a feeling I know what is causing that. It's because of something I had to change. And I'm unloading a level. Maybe not at the right time. New tunnel extension looks good. Yeah, it looks a lot better in third person for sure. Looks a lot better. I think in top down, I don't think you'd notice it in top down, but it at least looks good there. So let me test this on a different level then with a checkpoint. There's one finishing move with the melee weapon, which is the katana, but we don't really have any other finishing moves. Animating is not my strong suit, not my forte. So doing animations and executions is definitely, I would love to, but it's very difficult. Think we can find something like that? I mean, a game like you described? Probably. There was a period of time where I'm like, what if we did turn Ronin into an extraction game? I don't know if we will. I don't think so. Not an extraction game per se, but like a roguelite where like you have persisting items. What's the archive? I removed it. It was going to be this whole thing, but I don't think it's needed at all. So let's see. Overflow I think has a pretty quick Oh, damn it. I didn't put the modifiers. Okay, go with the overflow. So we need to test restart mission. Have I looked at Cascadeur? I have it. Okay, so we're in a new, now if I restart mission, I still have the modifiers. I'm gonna have to figure out reproduction steps for the modifiers not working because I'm not running into the issue. Maybe it was an old issue that I fixed. That's still happening. Is that on the did that change get pushed? I'm pretty sure it did. Yeah. Door kicking being inconsistent. Why is that happening? Kicking doors sometimes goes in a random direction. That's really irritating. Okay, so now we're in the next section. What if we reset the checkpoint? We still have the modifiers. Yeah, I don't know. Stop! Let's let me write that down because it's specifically in this level where that's occurring. Kicking second door down in overflow. In Roma overflow is extremely annoying. Gets stuck on frame constantly. Okay. We might be able to fix that. It's possible I did fix it. I just haven't pushed that patch. Have you seen what happens to doors if you force Witcher 3 to run above 120 FPS? No, what happens? You know what I started playing again, guys? I started playing Deadlock again. Oh yeah, there's a sniper in this level, I forgot. The physics go all wonky and they phase in and out of existence. Yeah, it sounds like a video game. So the replay button that we fixed. Someone said that the restart button was resetting modifiers. I can't reproduce that. I can't reproduce that. I can't reproduce it. Upgraded movement mechanics? What are the new movement mechanics in Deadlock? I imagine you're accompanying your business. In short, that's your job. Currently, this is kind of like my full-time thing. Currently, because my contract work, I delivered a thing a couple weeks ago. So I'm kind of just like waiting on whatever work they have for me after this. But usually I would be 50-50. I would have contract work, doing work for another company, and then having my own stuff. I read that they made wall jumps better and a couple other things I can't remember. The wall jumps did definitely feel a little different. They definitely did feel a little different. Our modifiers are only in the beta currently. Currently, they're only in the beta, but they'll be in the 1.0. They'll be in the 1.0. So this one I can't reproduce. There is an issue apparently where the restart mission in the pause menu is not resetting the death count. So I can't test that because I'm in God mode. We might be able to test that in the editor though. So let's go here, we'll go play. Let's go to a random level. So they should be 0 right now. I think I found a bug in the mission with the park house. I dived up and slid down really weird. In the mission with the park house. Oh, I think I know what you're talking about, Zero. Yeah, I could look into that. So if I restart chapter, does that reset my deaths? We had 1. It should still be 1, right? Oh. Okay, so restart chapter. Restart chapter in death screen, not resetting death count. So what I want to test now, does restart mission restart our death count? What killed me? I don't, did the door kill me? That one also does not restart the death count. Okay, so we have 2 areas where it's not working. I'm not sure yet, Bill. I actually was thinking about that this morning. I was thinking about this morning if I should make it so the modifiers are unlocked. Yeah. I think I know which one you're talking about, Zero. The parking lot. I think I know what you're talking about. We might be able to fix those animations. I'm not too worried about it because it's more of like a visual bug. It's not like, it's just very ugly looking. Let me see what it could do there. Improve look of diving / sliding down ramps to not look so weird. Yeah. I think I know what you're talking about, Zero. I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, Gob, the Valve one. Yeah, yeah. Hell yeah, Deadlock. The item icons are taking a bit of getting used to. I think there's a lot of visual clutter. Like, I like the look of them, but at the same time I don't, because it's just so difficult for me to understand like what I'm looking at. I think that's one thing I wouldn't mind. Yeah. Yeah. Why can't I join the Discord? Hold on, let me see if I can get you the right link. Here you go, Zero. This should work. A lot of the icons just start to blend in. Yeah, they do really blend in, and I'm not a huge fan of it. I like the concept of like cards, like the look of the cards, kind of 90s feel to it. It still doesn't work? Worked? Let me generate a new link. Try that one. See if that works. I got in no problem. Interesting. Hopefully that link. It still says it's invalid? I don't know how you might need to, maybe you need to authenticate your email, Zero. I'm not sure what that could be. I don't know. I have no idea. Or yeah, try using another browser. Maybe that could be it too. I know there's a lot of hate up for AI stuff, but honestly, as an indie dev that's still learning a lot of things, feeding blueprint screenshots into ChatGPT can be surprisingly helpful. Well, honestly, if it helps you learn to be able to make things yourself, I think that's fine. Using it as a learning and teaching tool to kind of help you through and learn things, and hopefully learn things in the proper way, I think is fine. I think it's when you start using like AI art and you're like only using AI art and you know what I mean? Like, I think then I'm like, because I use machine translating. I use Notion AI to like fix my grammar and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, shoot me, I guess. I use it to help me out. Although, one thing I hate about AI text is it adds so much extra, like, fancy words. You can tell when something's AI generated without any editing because it goes way too above and beyond. It adds so much fluff. It's just like, stop it. Sometimes it's okay to just be regular. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes it just adds so much random shit, and it can look extremely AI generated. Will I use AI art for my next game? No. I'll still use like the text stuff, like to edit text and fix text and whatnot, but since you're mentioning modifiers, triggered discipline overrules God mode. Is that intentional, or is there also there's an interesting bug in the training with modifiers? Wait, can you use modifiers in training? I guess you can. Triggered discipline. Yeah, one of them disables another, if I remember correctly. Um, it's kind of like technically trigger discipline. When you turn on God mode, I feel like trigger discipline should be disabled because I feel like it doesn't make a ton of sense. Missing hurts you, but then I think one should disable the other because it doesn't really make sense. I know one of these disables another one. I forget which one it was. Gambler disables everything. Oh, this disables, oh, the no weapon drops, because if you're using this, you might as well not use Pinata. Okay, we should do trigger discipline disables God mode, and God mode disables trigger discipline. Let me put that in there. Good catch. Good catch. Are modifiers beta only? Currently, yes. Yeah. Yeah. They'll be in the beta, though. Or in the 1.0. On peut pas désactiver le HUD autour des armes. Rose contour. On peut pas désactiver le HUD autour des armes. Does turning off the HUD not... Le HUD autour des armes. Rose contour. That French accent? I'm trying to, dude, my French is so out of it, so I apologize, Sims. On peut pas désactiver le HUD autour des armes. What is rose contour? Les armes. So that would be weapons. Do you mean, this? Right here? What does it sound like when French is spoken correctly? Sounds phlegmy, but your mouth does... didn't suddenly fill with phlegm. How does it work? There's definitely some tongue action going on when it comes to French. That's for sure. Oh, this. You can't, but if you start any of the levels with modifiers and quickly exit, and then enter training, they get applied. If you want to apply the martyrdom, and as soon as the counterattack section starts, shoot the dummies, you'll see something interesting. Alright. I don't know if I can disable that, Sims. Like the weapons. Because then at that point you won't know, which ones you can loot. I don't know how I'd go about doing that. Yeah. Starting any levels with modifiers and quickly exit and then enter training, they can apply the martyrdom, and as soon as this counterattack section starts, shoot the dummy and you'll see something interesting. I imagine he blows up. I would I would imagine he blows up. Oh man. Okay, if I turn off the pink when an enemy when a weapon drops. Yeah, that makes sense, Sims. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. He starts cloning into infinity and he kind of nukes the GPU. Interesting. Okay. I'll make it so you can't you shouldn't be able to turn on modifiers in a in the tutorial anyways. So I'll just do that, and then I have to put modifiers in the training level. Okay, got it on the list. Let me see if I'm missing anything, because there's a lot of messages coming in. I don't know how I could turn off the weapon. So here's my problem. If we turn off, or I could put it in as an option. So what I would probably do is we have our display HUD, right? I could have like a display weapon pickups. My only concern is if we take off the pink, how do we know which weapons you can pick up if you turn it off? If that makes sense. Do we keep the square on it? Like, do we keep this thing when you get close to it? But then that's kind of defeating the purpose of it, I guess. Also, I don't know why getting close to it isn't really showing the thing. We see it dropping. Some of the weapons, though, when they drop, I don't know. I think I fixed that, and I think I changed that. But before we had it, so sometimes it would drop. It just wouldn't have any ammo inside of it. Trying to think. I call it the pyramid of dumb. Let me see what happens. Does it like keep exploding and then they just keep exploding or something? Oh my god. Oh god. Yeah, I can look into adding that, Sims. That could be a good setting. So another setting. Turning off weapon pickup UI / pink outline. My only worry is when a weapon drops, how can we show to the player that it's a pickup? I guess we can make it kind of glow a little bit. We can make it glow a little. That's funny, man. Oh, dude. That's so funny, man. Wait, I forgot. Someone remind me. The martyrdom modifier, when an enemy dies, do they drop a grenade or do they instantly explode? Now I kind of want to test it. Wait, hold on. Hold on. So you can apparently turn on modifiers in the tutorial. Supposedly. Are grenades equipment in the game? No, they're just enemy things. It drops a nade where for some reason it just doubles the spawn. Didn't, what was it that you guys said that... So you guys said you went into a different level? Wait, fill me in. So you went into a different level, you set the modifier, you accept the mission, but then you quit, went into training, and it still gave you the modifier? It didn't clear it? Because that could be a whole different bug as well, technically. It doesn't clear it. It's not showing me that I have any modifiers, though. Let's see. Oh. Oh. Oh, there he goes. Okay. That's a whole different bug as a whole. Like, the modifiers aren't clearing when you go from one level to the next. Now reach the counterattack section. Where? Okay, so the counterattack section. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Okay, that's really funny. Okay, that's really funny. But okay, all right. Okay, that's really funny. All right, okay. All right. Okay, so that's a different bug. That's a different bug. Okay, modifiers aren't being cleared when going from level to level. So that is, I don't think that's an issue with the training level, albeit there's problems with that level clearly. I think that's a problem with the modifiers. So I think, in theory, correct me if I'm wrong, if I enable the modifier in one level, right, it shows 1.25 with one enabled. I go in this level, but then I go back to the main menu and I just play a different level. Not modifying the modifier. It shows 0. It's still going to keep those modifiers. Let's see. So if that's correct, the first enemy I fire here is going to drop a grenade from the sounds of it. So that wouldn't necessarily be a training issue, but that would be a bug. Huh. So maybe it's just training that's causing that? Is it just training that's causing that bug? Main menu, go to play, Miami. Only had it on training. It does appear that way. Yeah. Weird. It's only training causing that. Modifiers aren't being cleared when going from level to training. Okay. Can activate modifiers in the train level. Okay, so we got multiple things we need to do here. We do have a multitude of things that we need to do here. For one, let me see, how do we do that? Like, how are we setting if something... I know there's one thing here that allows difficulty saves is turned off, but there's no Boolean for checking if you have any modifiers. Oh, here we go. We're going down the rabbit hole. Let me close Ableton real quick. Let me make sure I'm not missing any bug reports that people have put in chat. I would very much appreciate it if you guys have issues, definitely post it up on the Discord so that way I can get back to it. I will put that, Sims, I will put a setting for that. Turning off the weapon pickup. I got that on my to-do list. I am curious how I'm going to make it so if you have this turned off, like how would we show to the player that you can pick up the weapon? I think that's one concern I might have. Maybe I make it glow, but very like subtle glow. Maybe that might work better. Is there a mission that's in Switzerland? There is not. There is not. I don't know what I would do for. I guess I would just have Swiss architecture for a Swiss mission, but there is no mission in Switzerland. Lost opportunity, huh? Could have been like in the Alps or something. A mission in the Alps. Yeah. All right. Sound for perfect dodge. Genève. Genève, though, looks like it feels like just France. You know, it kind of feels like just like any place in France. Like what makes? I guess the river. Is it Genève that has the river? I don't remember. Suit for Hire Z, new legally distinct John Wick extraction shooter. Hold on, I'm looking at like old chat messages to see if I found any, if there's any bug reports that I missed. I think we're good. I think we're good. Do I have the thing for... Yeah, trigger discipline. Okay. Let me check the Discord. That is such a ridiculous picture, man. Let's see here. Right, I saw an issue where people were having the secret given to them even though they didn't even get it. So I wonder... I wonder if I've accidentally reused the name of a secret somewhere. By accident, which is highly probable, knowing me. Extendo. Why did I call it Extendo? Container Mans. Let's just call it Container Mans 2. There you go. Oh, God. The Jungfraujoch is a castle in the Alps. I don't think I've ever seen that castle before. Okay, so I changed the secret. We're gonna see if maybe that... I don't think that's gonna fix anything. That's gonna make it so the people that currently found it without them properly finding it will find it properly now, I guess. The problem is, though... Load game from slot, run save slot. Cast to save slot. Secrets obtained if it contains the secret name. If it does not contain the secret name in the current save, but is contained in the persistent save, very weird way of doing that, but okay. Not really much of a castle, but still wonderful. The castles in Switzerland are very pretty. I think I went to one, but I don't remember which one it was. What secret? Secrets in this game are literally just like random little statues that you find around the levels. They're not exactly the most interesting thing in the world. You just randomly go around the level, find like little secret spots, and then there's a secret. It's not the most exciting thing in the world, I'll admit. In which city? I don't know what the city's called. It's like in a region. I forget what the region is called. I just know the region is like there's two mountains and a big like opening in the middle. And it's within the French region. What do you call that? I forget what they call that. I'd have to look at the Swiss map. I'd have to look at the map. It would be in... It would be somewhere around... Where was it? So I'm trying to look at the map. I'm having a rough time right now. Where was it? Let's see here. Where am I? Where am I? I actually don't even know. I'd have to look. I don't remember. I don't remember much of Switzerland, unfortunately. Neuchâtel? That does sound familiar. That does sound familiar. Yellow mannequins? The yellow mannequin is a static mesh from a long time ago. This is like one of the first meshes not first, but it's like one of the meshes in the very first beginning of the development, which is why I use that. It almost reminds me of like that statue from The Office, almost, but like in our own way. It's almost in our own way. It's kind of like that kind of thing. Okay, so let's take a look at modifiers aren't being cleared when going from the level to training. So why is that happening? That would probably be in the game instance. Hold on, let me chapter. Select chapter menu. Let's go to when we hit the continue button. That's in the loadout menu. Great. Okay, so loadout menu. Accept mission. Chapter saves. True or false? Oh, shit. Wait, what? Hold on. I'm seeing some weird stuff. Why did I do it that way? Saves is a question mark. Where did I open the loadout menu? Shit, not in here, apparently. Open the loadout menu, we go to the widget blueprint, and we Check if it saves. Okay, makes sense. Okay. And then we feed it all of the information. But for some reason, in the save system that's over here, instead of it just clearing the save game, instead we're checking if one exists. I don't know why we're doing that. Why would we do that? What would be the reasoning for doing that? There's no reasoning for doing that. There is no reason for doing that. We should just create a new save game object and then do this, which should resolve the problem of modifiers persisting because it was just reading from this. Oh, you know what this is? I think I know what it was trying to do. Well, honestly, if you go into the training level, we should just wipe the save data that you had. I think what it was trying to do is if you had a save and you didn't want to like, you wanted to play the training level but not wipe your current checkpoint or save, I think this was what this was trying to do. But this was doing a really bad job of it. Doing a really bad job of it, I gotta say. Because it's also setting the weapon. So I think if you go into training, you might as well just wipe the save. Yeah, we'll just wipe the save. I'll say we just wipe the save. Now, here's something I am seeing that I'm kind of concerned about. I see should save being set here, but it doesn't get set over here. Let me find some references of this. Oh shit, we're getting a bunch of things in here that are setting should save. That's concerning. I was looking at the reference wrong before. The part at the top goes all the way to the very top. Let's take a look. Yeah, that looks a little bit more natural. Yeah. That looks a little bit more natural. Yeah, cool, man. Good progress. Hell yeah. I'm kind of baffled that we don't set should save to true in here. Because that means if you play the tutorial and then you go into this level, it might not save your thing. And we only set it in 2 spots. So that could be a bug. Like that could be a bug right there. So let's go ahead and make sure that should save is turned back on. We should be putting the caution sign in, but training doesn't feel like a normal level in general if you apply the trigger discipline and die in training. The idea is you're not supposed to die in the training level at all. So so the idea is that we don't use any of the modifiers in here. I believe it should work. I think another thing I'm going to add in is I'm going to make it so another thing I'm going to do in the training level is I'm going to make it so you can't select the modifiers. So that'll be another thing that I will probably do. And I think I can do it right here, actually. So we'll turn off is enabled on this. So that should make it so you can't select the modifiers when you're in the training level. And then I need to check a couple things because I have an idea that there might be a bug here, but let me check. When we click on this, I want to make sure that it is enabled to begin with. Okay. So let's do a couple tests here. See through the ground into the first floor. I think those might be fixed in the beta branch 0. Those might be fixed in the beta branch. If they're not fixed right now, then chances are they might be fixed in the next patch. If you are playing the beta branch. Okay, so what was I looking at? Oh yeah, training. So modifiers should be disabled, but I think there's a thing where if you select some modifiers and then I hit back, I don't know if it persists. It does not persist. Okay, so that should fix that issue. Modifiers aren't being clear when going from level training. Let's just double check. I'm pretty sure they should because we noticed what the code was doing. It was doing some stupid shit. It was doing some very stupid things. I'm playing with the... Oh, okay. So that stuff might be fixed. 0. That stuff might be fixed. All right. Looks like it's fixed. Okay. So, you see here, restart mission, the pause menu, reset in the... can't restart... modifiers aren't being cleared. Okay, that's fixed. Can activate modifiers in train level. That's also fixed. Okay. Yes. There we go. One thing I keep meaning to ask, I'm not in beta, but wondering if there will be a quick restart chapter hotkey so I don't get the death debuff, but can quickly go back. So it's funny you asked that, Dead Robot. There is a button to restart the mission. However, there is currently a bug that does not reset the death count. So it's supposed to reset the death count, but it is coming. That button is definitely coming. Where did I get all these animations? Unreal Marketplace, and then some of them were made myself, and then some were made by an animator in the past that was on the team. I'm not sure, Zero. That's on my to-do list, actually. And I've been trying to fix it. I have no clue if people experienced it again still. So if anybody's on the beta and they move their mouse to all of the edges of their screen, I would like to see if people are still having the issue where their character flicks in a different random direction. I don't know if that's still ongoing. I did some attempts to fix it, but I'm not 100% certain. So I would like to see if people are still experiencing this issue in top-down. So I don't know. Is that the old stamina bar image in the tutorial? Yeah, those images need to be they need to be updated. They do need to be updated. I might even put that, I should put that on my list. Update tutorial images to be more up to date. It's really old images. Okay. So let's take a look at these two. Restart mission, the pause menu does not reset the death count. So why is that? Is there going to be a special reward if you bought the game in early access? Probably not. I don't get the flicker problem, but sometimes if you switch to third person, the aim gets locked into a single point on one side of the level and you can't move it anymore. Someone reported something when it comes to like, when they're in like a specific camera zone, they have experienced that. And usually it's like when you escape the camera zone and then go back into third person and like toggle it, it usually fixes it. I think I have that on my to-do list. Yeah, here we have this. Maybe I didn't write it down. Let me see here. Okay, it's not on my list. Let me put that in. So much red. Switching perspectives in certain areas, usually inside of a camera zone. Causes third person to be locked in a direction. It's going to be interesting to figure that out. It'll be very interesting to figure that out. I'm confused about motion matching. What is that? So motion matching, as far as I understand it, you feed the system a bunch of animations with root motion. The root motion, basically, it will calculate all of the accelerations and the speed of the root motion. And the system will basically figure out what is the character's current acceleration, where are they going, what is their turn rate, all that kind of stuff. And it's going to go through all of its list of animations and pick the one that is closest to what your character is doing based off of that root motion. So motion matching. You're like trying to match the motion of your database versus what the character is currently doing based on acceleration, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. That's how I think it could be in stupid terms. That's how I perceive it. Yeah. Want to get back to making guns? That was good times, dude. I used to, like, when I was first starting up game development and modeling, I was just modeling guns all day long. That was all I was doing, is just modeling guns. First model was mostly buildings. My first model, I think, attempting to model, was a very shoddy, horrible looking car, if I remember correctly. And then another one was like a police station, like trying to model the inside of a police station. And I didn't understand that in 3D, faces usually just are one direction. So all of my walls were just one tiny piece. And I was so confused when I tried to render it because they weren't two-sided. that was my first learning experience. Yeah, back faces, learning back faces. How did you line the gun up with the crosshair in third person? It's not perfect by any means, and it's definitely very challenging. I kind of do the deadlock method, which is you are literally always, your character is always facing the crosshair, even if the crosshair is hitting a wall right in front of the character. So we're like constantly like doing line traces to see where you're actually like aiming at. Yeah. I thought motion matching is a place where I'd get lots of animation. No. I would not recommend motion matching for beginner developers. Even intermediate developers, I would not recommend going with motion matching. Just stick with like OG systems. There's the template on Epic, the Epic, what do they call it? Gameplay animation sample or whatever. I would say just use the animations in there, but use a traditional animation graph and like use that instead. Personally, I would recommend that, because I think motion matching is just not the way to go for beginners. I was thinking of maybe going into motion matching for the zombie game. The problem is I don't think it doesn't replicate, because I believe acceleration is not replicated. So you'd have to do some extra work, and honestly, it's probably just not worth it. Yeah, the gameplay animation sample. There you go. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. Okay. Let's do this real quick. Trigger discipline modifier should disable God mode and vice versa. I see people jumping into that with limited knowledge and being too confused to do anything. That's another thing. I would say that's separate from Gaz, the animation sample. I would also not recommend using ALS. In fact, I would go even as far as saying I don't recommend ALS for anyone of any skill level, because I think there are way better solutions today made by the same person who now works at Epic. The person that made ALS now works at Epic as an animation lead. I think lead. I want to say animation lead, or maybe senior animation. And I think the new solutions that he's been doing, and his team and animation team at Epic has done a better job now with the new solutions than ALS. I would not recommend ALS. I think ALS is if you want to make some cheap fucking asset flip bullshit. that is my... Yeah, that's my take. That's my take. Yeah, I don't even think ALS looks that good. You have to make a lot of edits, and at that point, you might as well just make your own animation system. You deal with less headaches. You at least understand your code and what it's doing, rather than relying on a system that basically intrudes on all parts of your game, from your pawn to your animation blueprint to everything. It's just ridiculous. I think ALS is just overkill and not that good, personally. Yeah. What am I looking for? The trigger discipline modifier should disable God mode and vice versa. I think modifiers have a data table. Let me see. Yes. So God mode conflicts with trigger discipline. Trigger discipline conflicts with God mode. And now, when we turn on trigger discipline, it should turn off God mode. When we turn on God mode, it should turn off trigger discipline. Okay, so there's another bug, apparently. Gambler only... So someone posted this. I already fucking forgot. Hold on, let me see. Is it in here? I think it was in chat. Oh, here's another bug. The crashing of the Deagle going invisible, no clue what's going on there. I'm going to have to do a lot of playtesting to see what happened there. This, I think, is already in progress. In fact, I think it's probably fixed, this text cutoff. The quick hover keeps the customization equipped. Doing execution while grabbing an enemy doesn't stop the enemy draining. That should be fixed. Option to always activate, not in yet, but it's on my to-do list. The couple things I haven't done in here. Okay. And then the roof. Okay, so that one, I'm gonna have to look into that one as well. Let me put that on my list. Bug. Doors that hide specific meshes, like black ceiling, aren't being hidden while in 3PP, causing the player to not see anything if they switch perspective. I would say that's a red. It's not game... I would actually argue it is kind of game breaking. We got a lot of red in here. Let's delete this. We're just going to move this down to our current patch notes. And then this one we can also move down to our current patch notes. Okay. I said the gambler is broken? Okay, let me look at it, Anderson. Let's take a look. Let's see what's going on. So you said it only randomizes... Okay, well, in here we got a bunch of shit. Oh, I think that guy got launched into the glass window. You see him? You see him in the red? Do you see him? He's like right next to the house. I think he broke the glass and froze my game temporarily. Oh, great. Okay, maybe it's in, maybe it's just in the build. Maybe it's only in the build where Gambler is broken. Do I have a set date for release date? No set date. Not yet. No, not yet. So Gambler is only randomizing... You know, Anderson, if you can send me a video of that occurring, I wonder if you just got like... I wonder if you just got like lucky of it only randomizing one thing. Hurry up, pal. We're getting there. We're getting there. It happened like 6 or 7 times. Damn. So I guess you just got lucky. Oh. Might as well start gambling with real money if I'm that lucky. Maybe it was a specific level causing it, but I'm not able to reproduce it, so maybe it was something specific causing it. I'm not sure. It was in this level. Let's see, so we got tough skin. Oh, now I got... Did I miss? Which is why it killed me? I think so. Gambler is definitely a very insane modifier. It's like, it's a really insane modifier. Dude, that's troll. That's... We have the Pinata Party, which means like all the weapons fly away and they're just flying outside of the map. But thank you, Abu. You know, I see my game in a very negative way where I feel like I could have maybe done more with the past 4 years, but it's not bad. You know, I think we did a pretty okay job with the game, I guess, for a first game. I cannot re-experience the modifier only getting that one thing, so I'm not sure. If you can take a video of it happening though, Anderson, happening again where it only does one modifier, I can try to look into it, but it'll be difficult for me to figure it out. You're toasted. I'm only here for a short time, unfortunately. Here for a short time. Here for a good time, not a long time. Oh, shit. Just needs more levels. I'm not adding any more levels. At least at the moment, I don't see myself adding any more levels. If somehow the game fucking blows up, maybe, but I kind of want to just move on to the next game as well. I feel like I could do a better job with just the next game. Maybe. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. See here, roof visible during top-down play. Right, crashed after Deagle went invisible. Yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna fix that one. I know for certain we have the crash occurring in the first level. That's on my to-do list. We got a lot in this list. What happened? This list used to be a lot shorter. Now it became huge. Okay, is there anything I'm missing in here in terms of bugs that I looked at? Not resetting deaths. Okay, that's on my list. Is there anything anywhere else? I think we're good. Okay. Got some bugs in here. I think we'll fix this first before we move on to maybe like looking at some of the level stuff and what we can improve with some of the levels. I gotta like balance things out. Fixing red bugs and then making some of the levels look better. The high-rise level in the Sydney campaign has a couple of spots where the enemies get stuck and idle, sometimes even stack on top of each other, like the benches and those glass monument things. There's a couple spots where enemies get stuck and idle, sometimes even stack on top of each other, like the benches and those glass monument things. Oh, you mean they get stuck on top of this? I wonder how... Oh. Well, that would make sense. The navigation on this thing is all kinds of fucked. And I think it's because of the child actor. Oh, that's really annoying. I know what's going on here, but I can't edit it. Oh, jeez. Let's see if this fixes it. can I fix it? Da, 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 da. This is apparently _1. Uh-oh. That's fine. I don't think I want this to affect any of those levels anyways. There we go. Okay, that's better. Much better. So that'd be fixed. Now the benches are going to be a different problem, I think. Why does my Unreal look like this? It's Unreal Engine 6. The future. It's the future. Performance up by 5%. Are you supposed to be able to kill enemies with bullets fired during an execution animation? Some of the execution animations cut very short. I have noticed that in some of them. Technically no, but I'm just gonna let it slide. And I think it's sometimes when an enemy gets in the way while you're doing an execution, they will also get caught in the crossfire. Not the central benches, those behind the side pillars. These? I'm assuming these, perhaps? Potentially these? It's the flower pot, not the bench. Oh. The flower pot, huh? How are they able to get on top of the flower pot? Is it this one? Is this the sus flower pot? This one looks like the enemies might be able to get on top of it. There's a screenshot on Discord. Let me take a look. What the hell? Are they spawning up there? What the fuck are they doing? The flower pot. Where is that? Is it this one? Are they jumping on top of it? Maybe they're jumping on top of it. There is a jump volume here, but I'm kind of confused as to why. Oh, this one. I could see this one being problematic. Goodbye, plant pot. It was nice knowing you for about a whole, like, 2 minutes. This one as well. Goodbye. This one too. Goodbye. All right. That should improve those things. And this should be improved as well. Okay. I'll put that in the list. Improved navigation and improved navigation on Sydney high rise. There we go. There we go. Nice. Another blue checkbox on the list. Yeah, in terms of my Unreal, by the way, Mozart. Love your music, by the way. It is music, right? I don't remember history. It's an add-on for Unreal Engine 4 called Darker Nodes. That's what makes it look like this. To make a game, do I have to design the level first or make the logic first? I think a lot of people will recommend doing the logic first, because then you at least know what your game design is, where your player can go, how they can get to places, if they can jump, if they can climb, if they can crouch, shit like that, you know what I mean? So I would probably recommend doing logic first or gameplay first, at least the majority of it for sure. Am I going to be using UE5 soon? I'll probably use it for the next game. So I can't reproduce the resetting of modifiers in the restart mission in the pause menu. That one I can't reproduce. Let me Strike through that. But these I've reproduced, so let's fix this up. Restart mission in the pause menu, not setting the death count. So let's look at that first. Pause menu. Look at restart mission. Restart mission calls. Restart event. Reset session values. Resets all the session stats. Are there any other stats? Session? Are deaths in here by chance? No, doesn't seem that way. Does the save file have a death count? Ah. Ah. Maybe that was the problem. Whatever. The lines are intersecting. What do you want from me? Deaths shall be 0. I don't think there's any other spot where we count deaths. So I think that should be the one. I switched to it somewhat recently just so I could use Scythe, and hotspots are in now. Dude, Scythe is so sick, man. Let me look at, let's look at the Discord actually. I want to see what's going on over there. Well, what do we got? What dev updates? Released on the 21st. I think this was the hotspot. Some fixes. Yeah, man, this shit's cool, man. It's cool as fuck, dude. And he's already gotten started on 5.6 support. That's crazy. That's crazy. He's already on 5.6, and that shit's not only on preview right now. I gotta say, I like the look of that gizmo that he's using. I like that one. I think that is a lot better than what I'm currently having to use in UE4. Yeah. I do like that gizmo. That's a nice looking gizmo. Yeah. I installed UE4 and UE5, and I have like 400 plus FPS on UE4. I don't know if I should just stick with UE4. I would say look at what UE5 has from a feature set and see if it makes sense for you. There's a lot of cool things in UE5, including some optimizations. You could probably get the same amount of FPS, if not more, if you switch to DX11 and turn off a bunch of the features in UE5. I feel like you could probably get the same thing. That being said, it is a little bit of a heavier engine to use, at least from my experience with it, when I have to use it for contract work. It is a little heavier, I will say. Like, things are a little bit slower. It's a little bit more... It's like, instead of swimming through water, I feel like you're now swimming through water with gelatin in it. It's got a little density, you know? It's got a little density. For some reason, the mesh editor has an unnecessary amount of gizmo variations. I don't know why they make it so, like, so many different... I don't know. I don't know why there's, like, no consistency at Epic when it comes to that stuff. So let me look at the death screen now. When we restart chapter, we should be calling the exact same code as we are. However, it's not resetting the deaths. So let's reset the deaths. Makes sense to me. What's the difference between get player character and get owner? So owner will be different. When you're using get owner, are you talking about this one? Yeah, so get owner is very different. No? Wait, hold on. Get owner. I know there's a different get owner in Will I add a house for the player? No, probably not. Get owner. Is there another get owner? The last one. Get owner player? The target for this is for widget components. So it's just, this is probably just getting the local, it's a local player. This returns local player as a reference, not even player. And I actually don't even know what local player is. Yeah, I'm not sure what this is. This is the local player that owns this widget component. Setting the owning player controls which player's viewpoint the widget appears on a split screen scenario. Yeah, owner player sounds like this is something you would use for split screen. I feel like this is something you would use for split screen. Yeah, it's definitely a split screen kind of feature. You could probably just ignore that node. Unless you're doing split screen, which then by all means, time to do some research because I won't be able to help you on that one. Okay. This should fix the fact that hitting that button is not restarting our death count. What was the fastest one? I think Roma Overflow was the fastest to test that out. Hold on, let me turn on. I don't know if I like the headshot sound. It sounds too metallic. Okay, so we're in here. Let me just die once. Retry from checkpoint. And then I'm gonna die again. And we'll do restart chapters. Our death count is 2. It should now be 1 when we die again. Let's see. 1. Okay, good. Then restart chapter again. We're gonna die really quickly. Retry. That should stick the death there. God, dude, that's so annoying. Okay, whatever. Okay, so now I have 2 deaths. Now if I restart mission, go back here. If I die, it should be 1 death again. Okay, cool. So we fixed that. We fixed both of those. Not resetting death count, not resetting death count. That should be fixed. We could put that in the finished list. The finished list. All right. Okay. Nice. You might run out of bugs and need to make more soon. Don't you worry. I'm sure we'll get many more. I'm sure we'll get many, many more. Especially as I add more things. Okay, so this is done actually. Let's go ahead and move this up into the list. Okay. Cool. I'm going to take a little bathroom break. Can you guys give me like 1 second? I'll be right back. Here's some gameplay. Yep. Yep. I'll be right back. Hello, I'm back. Is the SNG-1 the super nail gun? the super nail gun. It's just a fun gun. But I do think this is the type of weapon that works really well in like tighter spaced levels. And then in the larger ones it's a bit more challenging. But I think all of these weapons have their place. Just like how the silence weapon might not work too well in like an open space as well, right? So yeah. Yep. All right. How does the Coulter work? What was the Coulter again? Oh, the Coulter has a damage fall off. I kind of want to buff it a little bit. It has like no noise range or very, very minimal noise range. And then anytime an enemy has not spotted you, or they're not in an aggro state and you kill them, they drop a bullet, always. And then the ultimate kind of puts you even in an additional stealth mode. So I think when you're in a stealth mode, the enemies spot you a lot slower. And yeah. I shoot them from the other side of the map, yet they know exactly where I am. Right. I think I know what's going on there. Yeah, when an enemy gets damaged, they will instantly go into an aggro state. So that's probably what's going on there. We don't really have like an in-between aggro and not knowing where the enemy is, though. That's one problem with our AI. Must have been the wind. Yeah, I can add it to my list. I don't know where I would put it from a priority standpoint, though. I would see hitting an enemy from afar as kind of like, okay, you kind of fucked up, but I can see why it feels weird that they immediately aggro on you. Like, I don't have a state for the enemy getting confused. Like, we have the searching state, but I feel like if they're getting hit and then that happens to them, I wonder what we would do there. I'll have to figure out something that we can do here, what we would do. Maybe make them go into a search mode instead, but only with a Coulter. Right. It could be something I do, yeah. Could be. You know, ideally if you get hit in the back or the shoulder or something by a gun, you know. I don't know if that would make them go into search mode, you know what I mean? So it has to be like an in-between mode, but we don't have an in-between mode. So it's like a bit of a weird conundrum. In this game, where have you used line trace systems except for firing? Everywhere. We use it in so many places. We use it when you're trying to dive and checking a bunch of openings, so we can adjust the dive a bit for the player. We give them a little bit of an assist. We We do a line trace constantly in front of where the weapon is, so then we can check how far you are from like a wall. Like, which level is this? What's this one? Like here, for example, we're always constantly doing a line trace. I think in third person, we're always constantly line tracing where we're gonna go as well. So line traces are great. You're gonna probably be using that quite a bit. Will there ever be weapon customization? Probably not. Like being able to completely customize a weapon. Most likely not. Okay. What's on the list? Learning line trace is important. Well, it's up there. I would say it's a very useful thing to use. Definitely a very useful thing to use. So the restart mission in the intro after exiting tunnel crashes the game. That's a pretty big problem. The restart mission in the pause menu recent modifiers can't reproduce. So I can't reproduce that. I don't know what's going on there. So on that note, I'm going to put that at the bottom because I cannot reproduce it. Sometimes kicking the door causes the player to not be able to fire the weapon. I can't reproduce that one. So I don't know what's going on there. Putting the cursor to the edge of the screen still causes a flicker problem. So this one I think is fixed, but I'm going to leave it up there because I'm not 100% certain. Managed to reproduce the gambler bug and record it. Oh, okay. Will there ever be disguises? Like Hitman? Like enemies not being able to tell who you are and stuff? Probably not. It's not that type of game, I think. I think at that point, it's just Hitman's the proper game to play. I think I thought of that at some point where it's like you can have a holstered mode that like makes enemies confused rather than them immediately getting aggroed, but I think I scoped that out. I was like, whatever. So, yeah. Doors that hide specific meshes like black ceiling aren't being hidden while in 3PP, causing the player to not be able to see anything if they switch perspective. Let me see if I can fix that right now. Wait, hold on. Check to break the door. Check if it was a kick. I need to check something. That's suspicious. So in here we have that black mesh. So kicking it works. And opening the door. What if an enemy opens the door? I don't think they can hear anything. Should have a list of reproducible bugs? Yeah. Should probably make a list for that. These two I can't reproduce though, so I'm putting them at the bottom. Which one is easy for beginners, making parkour or making a shooting game? I think everything is challenging in their own ways. Adding parkour system might be a little bit more challenging for a beginner because of just the amount of things that you might have to do. So I guess adding shooting, but the thing is shooting can also be challenging in its own ways. It just depends on what kind of thing you're doing. But that would probably be a little bit easier to maybe get into. But yeah, both are going to teach you different things. I think parkour is going to show you a lot more animation stuff, root motion, character movement, manipulation, that sort of stuff. Whereas the shooting is going to help you with doing hit reactions, which is probably animation based, dealing with damage on enemies, health, where you damage them, stuff like that. Playing particle effects, I guess, stuff like that, right? So, uploaded the gambler bugs to Discord. Okay, let me see what's going on. So it seems like dying messed it up. Like it's not randomizing it anymore. Because here it started randomizing it. Because you can see that whole animation of it randomizing it. Let me see here. So dying while gambler modifier is randomizing it causes it to freeze and not reset. Completing the level bugged it. Dying while gambler modifier is randomizing causes it to freeze and not reset. Oh, because you did finish the level. That wasn't a death. That was a complete level complete. And or preceding level while gambler modifier causes it to freeze and not reset. Okay, so it could be either or. It could potentially be dying that causes it to freeze while it's randomizing, or preceding a level. It could be either or, I think, potentially going on. It definitely is a weird situation because it's funny because you proceed the level, and while you proceed the level, I think you get hit and die. Wait, no. Oh no, you didn't. Oh, you didn't proceed. Oh, you didn't die. It was when you proceeded the level. Okay. But I do want to test that. Maybe dying while the gambler modifier is resetting could be causing it to break as well. So I put both of them in there. Put the both in there. Let's see though as well. Does it show? Well, it shows the fact that you have the well, I don't know, because it could just be bugged, but it does seem like it also shows that you have the gambler modifier here. Still, it's just broken. Okay, that gives me a lot more info to go off of. Cool. I'm gonna say that's a red bug because that kind of breaks the gambler modifier. All right. Thank you, Anderson. Appreciate it. Yeah. All right, cool. Yeah, cool. Sweet, 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 sweet. What have we done today? Fixed a few red bugs, I guess. Added a few more red bugs. They just keep producing. They keep coming out. Damn it. Okay. Okay. Right. I wanted to check why the slam door. We had a bug. Did I write it down somewhere? Right here. Doors that hide specific meshes like black ceiling aren't being hidden while in 3PP, causing the player to not see anything if they switch perspective. Why is that? Wait, what? What level was that person in? Roof visible during top-down play. After reloading certain checkpoints while in third person, the roof doesn't disappear for that room. I can only replicate at the room in the video. Tried almost everywhere in the first two regions. Is there a checkpoint in here, actually? I actually don't know if there is a... Oh, there's one right here. Really, man? The door's still not working. Why does the door hate me? So let me... Okay, go through this overlap save. I think I added that checkpoint a while ago. So I actually want to check something. Is this a problem with top-down in general? Not even just third person, but also top-down. I think so. I think so. To reloading certain checkpoints while in third person, the roof doesn't appear. Could only replicate it in the room. Try almost everywhere. Yeah, I think this actually has to do with this level specifically, not this. Checkpoint in Toronto club level, not hiding ceiling. Checkpoint in Toronto club level, not hiding ceiling. Reloading at second checkpoint in Toronto club level, not hiding the ceiling. Okay, so I think that has to do with that specifically. I can see why what's going on. So we want to go to club intro. That's because I added. So it's this mesh, which I believe is in the sub level. No, it's just in the persistent. Okay, it's just in this level. So this might be in the level blueprint. This might be a level blueprint kind of deal. Let me see if I remember how to do this. Get checkpoint. So if I get game instance checkpoint. Let's see if I remember this. Get session difficulty, get stats. I'm trying to remember how I do this for the levels. I want to say there's a specific way of getting the checkpoint. Oh, that's interesting. I'm in the level blueprint editor for this level, but I'm not even in the level. That usually doesn't work. That usually don't work. Oh man, I pasted the event begin play. I hope that didn't break anything. Get up, Harry. Hey, peace out, Manta. Rest well. So if the checkpoint is equal to 1, let's go ahead and set plane 13 to hidden in game. And that should fix that issue. And then I think the next door gets hidden on its own. So we can close the cathedral. Let's go to the main menu, go back here, continue, which should continue us right at the club. There we go. It said it's invisible. I think that should fix that issue. Let's try restarting. What did I change with the door? Okay, that should be fixed. So that's done. Nice. Cool. We're thinning out the red. So it was not the door, it was something else to do with the level. Was there any, actually, wait, hold on. I think on Discord, I think there was some more stuff that I think was fixed. No, it might not have been a thread. It might have just been another thing. Okay. Cool. I feel like there was another bug that I was meaning to test or something. Not certain. I can't remember. I can't remember. Whatever it was, I cannot remember it. I don't know. I think it's fine. I think we have everything in the list here. Pretty sure. Yeah. Yes. Finish the game and the French translation isn't complete on the beta Sims or on the vanilla the original branch. Because I think French is still, I still need to I think there's some stuff that's not in here yet. Yeah, like this stuff, I think. But in terms of the vanilla branch, I'm not sure. Modification bonus and in-game. Oh yeah, I don't think any of... I don't think any of these are localized. Yet. Yeah, I don't think any of these are localized. Actually, I'm not sure. They should be. They should be. Let me look into that. Because I'm pretty sure we did, or they should be. Let's see. If I go here, French, and then I search up God mode, did I accidentally miss some text? No, it's in here. Rien ne peut vous tuer. Sauf tomber du niveau. It's possible I just need to compile it. Maybe I just didn't compile the text, which is possible. Let's see if modifier is in there. Modifiant. Multiplicateur. I think... Yeah. I think it should be okay. Now, in-game, I don't know. Let's see. See if I messed up on anything in-game. Highly probable I did. Modifier system. Modifiers is using the term. Okay, so it should work. I think I just didn't compile it. I think that's probably what happened. So I think if I compile this, it should fix the for the next patch. French should be there. Now, I haven't done a review of the French translations yet. At least the new text, so I will have to do that. But in the next version, it should at least show the new text. How you doing, by the way, Harry? Cool. Yeah, all of the languages are still being worked on right now, so it's a given that a lot of these are going to be like not working properly yet. A lot of these languages are not going to be working just yet. In fact, I don't remember how we even add languages. Like if I go in here, is it going to show the languages that are empty? Oh, it does. Nice. Uh-oh. Seems like we have a font problem for... What is that? Is that... I assume Ukrainian? Yeah, there's a bit of a font problem there. I think it's like not loading the font in. Oh no! I don't know how I'm gonna fix that. That's gonna be problematic. Problem for future me, because current me, I will be heading out. I gotta work on the trailer. I gotta really put some work in that. Yeah, maybe a fallback font might fix that issue. Which I think we have a fallback font, which is what's concerning me. So maybe it's just not enough. Because I think you can tell it is a different font, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I might need to look into that. Yeah. It's just because I didn't compile it, Sims. So I have the text. It's just not pushed to the actual game. So the engine didn't include it. I think that's what probably happened. So in the next patch, it will probably work. Which I'll probably release one now, because I feel like there's a good amount of bug fixes that and a good amount of work that I'd like players to be testing with, like the new sound effects and stuff. It would be cool to see what people think, the new death sounds and all that, because we did add all that there. So I'll look into that right after the stream, and then I also got to work on the trailer. Like we need that trailer done ASAP, the announcement trailer. So on that note, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for dropping by. Thanks for lurking, chatting, sticking around. A little bit of a shorter stream, 3 hours, because I gotta really start recording this stuff like ASAP, and setting up like a proper thing for it. All right. Hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday, I think. Yep, tomorrow's a Friday. We gotta get this done. Thanks to everybody that's submitting bug reports and feedback. I appreciate it. And I'm gonna push this new patch probably like right after I'm done streaming. And you guys can let me know if you experience any new bugs or if you don't like certain changes that I made. And yeah. Okay. Goodbye. Have a great day. See you later.